it's Chris, your local community mixologist, once again with your bar from Afar. A few technical difficulties here. We've experienced along the way, but one of these days I'll figure this out, I promise. So we got a couple of fun Easter cocktails I want to share with you today. We have a nice Creme cocktail that I'm going to make for you, and also something a little more on the savory side. We're going to make the East of Eden. Was really excited about these ideas this week. I really wanted to try and do something very springy and very Eastery. And the Creme, anybody who knows me knows I've got a sweet tooth for these little things. I love these. So I wanted to make something a little fun and interesting. And then I realized that's probably a little too sweet for most people. So let's get there and get something a little more earthy as well, which is the second drink we're going to make. Both of these drinks have one key ingredient, which is really interesting. It is chartreuse. You can get yellow chartreuse or green chartreuse. We picked this up today from our friends over at Cappy's. Green chartreuse and yellow chartreuse are actually made only by Carthusian monks of La Grande Chartreuse in Grenoble, France. It's the only liqueur that I know of that has actually had a color named after it. And if you're familiar with it at all, you know it was a very, very popular ingredient in cocktails around the turn of the century. And chartreuse drinks were very, very popular, and you find them everywhere. Now nobody seems to use it very often. So I thought it would be nice to kind of dial back a little bit, look at the past there, and enjoy it. It was really an amazing cocktail, or liqueur. So we're going to start off with our Creme. I'm going to get my shaker here to add some ice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2 ounces of vanilla vodka. Today I'm using Stoli vanilla, but you can use whatever vanilla vodka you particularly like. Or if you're really creative, go and get some vanilla beans and some regular vodka and go and infuse your own. So we're going to add 2 ounces of that. And then we're going to add 1/2 ounce of creme de cacao. And then we're going to add another 1/2 ounce of our chartreuse. And then the last ingredient, excuse me, my goodness, the last ingredient we're going to add is some light cream. You need light cream if you like it a little thicker, you can use heavy cream, but we're going to add a full ounce of that. I'll shake that up. I'll pour that into our glass. That looks like a pretty straightforward, cream-based drink. Now the fun with this one comes in with the garnish and how you play with it. You can see I have my little cream eggs over here. Go ahead and you can spear one right through, pop it on there, serve that as if it were an olive, or drop it in as if it were an olive. You can also take one and grate it. And here you can see the cream egg with the chocolate shavings on top. That sure is a good tasting drink right there. So that's our Cadbury Creme Egg. Lots of fun. You can play with that, especially for those of you with a sweet tooth. For those of you who want something a little more savory, we're going to start off with a different drink altogether. We're going to go with our East of Eden. One of the ingredients I wanted to do with this one, not only was to reuse our chartreuse, but I wanted to use something that most people tend to be afraid of. And I'll do another session on this down the road to give you a little bit more experience and exposure with this. But I've recently become a big fan of good tequilas. And people think of tequila, they think, oh my gosh, that's the drink I had in college where you have to shoot down some salt in order to get your mouth ready for it, and then you take an awful drink of this and you suck on some lime to get the flavor out of your mouth. Good tequila should never do that. You should, if somebody says that's how you drink tequila, don't touch that tequila. We're actually going to be doing, we're going to be using Espolón Reposado tequila. And I'll do a class at some point where we talk about the different types of tequilas, the Rojo and the Reposado and the Añejo, and what they do and the different characteristics of this. Reposado is tequila that's been allowed to rest, basically, for a little bit of time. It allows it to age a little bit in its barrels, and it takes on some more unique characteristics. The Añejo is aged a little bit longer. I wanted to get the Reposado because I wanted something with a brighter, earthier, greener flavor to it. So again, it has more of a spring flavor. So we're going to start off making this drink is actually sort of a little bit of a concoction. We're going to add in some ginger into our mixer here. So let's see. We would normally take, normally you can do this with fresh ginger if you wanted to. For the sake of putting this together easily, I decided to go ahead and get the pre-ground ginger, which I like. You can also use it in a lot of cooking recipes. It's a lot of fun. So I will use that. I'm going to put, let me see, what does it advise me here? Oh, it just says garnish. Well, let's do that then, or add it in. So we'll add in a little bit of this, the equivalent of about a slice that we would have muddled in. A little bit more because I love ginger. And then with that, we're going to take some basil. I have some fresh basil here. I've got 3 basil leaves. What we're going to do is we're going to rub them together, put them in. We're going to muddle it into the bottom of our shaker. And that gives it a really, really earthy flavor. We don't want to muddle it. We don't want to chop these up. You don't want to use small flakes because you're going to have to strain it out eventually. And that gives it a really nice scent, a really nice flavor. And then with this, we're going to add these ingredients over ice. We're going to add some ice back into our shaker. And we are going to add 2 ounces of tequila. Actually, mix this up just a moment. So here we are. 2 ounces of tequila. 1. 2. And we're going to add in an ounce of our yellow chartreuse. And again, this is such a unique liqueur. If you have a chance, you can even pour a little bit of this over ice and just enjoy the flavors and the scent that comes off. It's really just a beautiful, beautiful liqueur. And it's really, really versatile too. We're going to add in a little bit of lemon juice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little handy bar tool here. Slice this in half. And this is quite possibly the coolest bar tool I have ever seen anywhere. So my ears are falling off. Because it actually comes with a built-in juicer at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and reuse that. And it's okay if some of the seeds get in there because, again, we're going to be straining in just a few moments. And then just to give it a little bit of sweetness, we're going to add some simple syrup, or in this case, I'm going to use some agave syrup. Since we're using tequila, well, let's keep it all in the family. So we'll add some of that in there. And let's see if I'm missing anything else. Nope, looks like we're good. So according to this recipe that I pulled offline, which you can find online as well, you take this and shake it on up. And here is your East of Eden. Actually, I can see some of the basil came through, which is fine since it's going to taste great. And you can garnish this with a fresh basil leaf if you want. It also recommends adding in some angostura or some orange bitters. I'm going to put some of those across the top. Not a lot, just a bit. And here is your East of Eden. That's delicious. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are our 2 Easter cocktails. We have our Cadbury Creme cocktail, and we have our East of Eden. Pick your poison. Folks, you have a great Easter, and we'll see you here next week on the Bar from Afar with your community mix-up. Thanks, everybody.